New video from Gattsu. Epstein files changed the world. Gattsu is, I believe, Georgian. Yet another example of how the whole world is talking about this, and somehow it's not, seems to not be taken anywhere near as seriously in America as it is in some other places. But Gattsu being one of my favorite YouTubers, especially in the geopolitical space, I'm sure he's got a great take about this.
This video is not gonna have much editing because this topic is way too much for me to edit and try and make funny or whatever. You try making this bullshit funny.
I will say, I'm glad he started off like that, because one of the more disturbing things I've been seeing is like the memes where people are like, oh my God, like, dude, me and Jeffrey Epstein, we're basically the same. Like people joking about how like, oh man, Jeffrey had that shit on for real. I don't like the idea of, I don't know, countless of young people like totally and completely making light of what is objectively the most serious, most ridiculous, most heinous, evil shit that I have ever seen in my entire life.
I'll be putting up some of the documents on the screen that I can show so that YouTube even allows me to upload this video. I instead put Resident Evil 7 gameplay over this, which is a horror game. But what I'm about to tell you is way more horrifying than—
I was just about to say, what is in these files is like in all seriousness, more evil and heinous than like, it's stranger than fiction.
Game. After seeing the Epstein files and all the pictures and all the videos, I've genuinely been losing sleep. I've been on the internet since I was 5 years old. You know how hard it is to make me lose sleep over fucking anything? I've seen everything the world had to offer, or at least I thought. These new Epstein files have ruined so many things for me and for a lot of other people as well. I was drinking—
Mind you, this is a Georgian guy saying that. Like the amount of American, not just Americans, but extremely powerful Americans that are all up and down these files. I get that he's losing sleep, but it's like, man, these are people that are, I guess they're consequential for everyone, but especially if you live in États-Unis.
I was in a bar, I puked on a dude's floor, and then I wake up next morning with a massive hangover. And I go on Twitter to check out if I tweeted some bullshit when I was drunk, because I usually do that. Thankfully, I didn't tweet anything when drunk. Unthankfully, the Epstein files had done a massive release, and I looked through everything with an extreme hangover and realized that, oh, okay, everything has been a lie all along. And also, every conspiracy theory has been true.
Yeah,
after you view the Epstein files, you can start believing in any conspiracy theory.
Craziest part is this was, it's weird. First, they had no files, and then, oh, it turns out we got an extra 1 million files. Now we get 3.5 million files, and apparently, according to them, there was an extra 3 million that we haven't seen yet. And since they've been very dishonest up to this point, I would not doubt that there are probably even more.
Start believing in any conspiracy theories now. We didn't land on the moon? You know what? Maybe you're right, man. I'm not gonna put too many eggs in this basket, because in these Epstein files, not only are there documents and emails such as, oh, do you have the video? This does not even make the top 10 at all, because reading stuff is one thing, right? But seeing it with your own eyes is another. I genuinely understand why Kash Patel looks like this now. It is the most horrifying, horrendous shit I have ever seen. I've genuinely lost sleep over it. And the thing is, guys, I would love to say about what I saw as well, but it will genuinely traumatize you, and it will get this video taken down. One of the worst things I saw was a diary of a girl who was around 16, I think, and was used as an incubator by Ghislaine and Epstein, so basically making babies for them. And she got so fucked up at the end, bro. She was drawing Powerpuff Girls and stuff. At first I was thinking like, oh man, Epstein was getting emails about how good Georgian food is, guys. This is kind of funny. But when you explore this more, it gets so much worse. Like, I did not know I was in what the fuck I was in for first going through these files. On my island in the
I think that was the diary entry where the girl talks, that's so dark, talks about how she was basically forced to have a baby, and then I think it was Gilan who put her hands in front of the girl's eyes when she had the baby so she didn't see it, and it just went off to wherever. I don't know what they're doing with these newborn babies, but
Caribbean with an aquarium full of girls. As to our Russian, I guess some might refer to them as white sharks. No, some are like shrimp. You throw away the head and keep the body. There are also messages about a 9-year-old girl. And Epstein also had a ranch in New Mexico, which was used for his baby-making eugenics projects. Even the victim in her diary is talking about how this was all Nazi-like because of her being blonde. I also saw pictures of him in a bathtub with a toddler. I woke up one day and on a hangover and realized we live in a pedophile Hitler world, and this is not an exaggeration by any means. Most of these girls were also trafficked from Eastern Europe and Turkey, so which is my region, you know, and some other places too, like modeling agencies where they had set up companies in different countries as modeling agencies, and when women would go to model for them, they would just send them to Epstein. He also had a trapdoor in his house which led to the sea, and allegedly this was used to dispose of the victims' bodies. And also, every other billionaire or elite is involved in this. And every billionaire or millionaire had also claimed beforehand that they never knew about these horrible things when they were visiting the island.
I'm sure he's going to get into this in the video, but I'm really curious about where we go from here, because, like, obviously in today's world, it's not uncommon for these super powerful people to just like lie all the time about anything that they're implicated in. But like at a certain point, if we have this amount of hard evidence that they are lying, if still nothing happens, then it's over, man. There is no more making change at that point.
Nah, man, I was on the island just for the drinks. Epstein was already a convicted sex offender in 2008, and anyone else who had messaged him after 2008 knew this, such as Elon Musk, who was literally begging to be on Epstein's island and went too.
This is what I just said. This is like exactly what I'm talking about. It couldn't be more clear. Buddy is begging to go to the island for the wildest party. So I don't want to hear about, oh, you're talking to mathematicians and all this. Like it's pretty clear, man. It's pretty clear exactly what you're trying to do.
Or how Bill Gates said, oh, no, I was there just to have sex with Russian hoes, you know, talk about philanthropy. But they started meeting up in 2011, and they discussed a lot more than philanthropy. Officially, Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide while in jail. The same day this was posted. Not saying anything after this, please do not try to dox me, but last night after 4:15 a.m., they took him medical in a wheelchair, front cuffed, but not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends unless a judge orders it. Next thing we know, he's put in a single man's cell and hangs himself. Here's the thing, the trip man did not sign in and we did not record the plate number, and a guy in a green dress military outfit was in the back of the van according to the tower guy who let him through the gate. You guys, I am shaking right now, but I think they switched him out.
If they can do that, and look, we don't know if this is real, but I'm pretty sure this was a part of the files. If this was fake, I don't know why they would have collected this in the files, but if this is real, if they can go into, because the thing is, if they can go into this highly, secure prison and kill him, they could also just like take him out of there at that point. And if they can do that with seemingly no evidence, then they can do actually like anything to anyone at any time.
This might seem just like another post on 4chan, but the FBI actually investigated the poster of this more. They basically doxed this dude and figured out that the guy who posted this was Roberto Grijalva, who is confirmed to have been a prison guard in the same prison Epstein allegedly himself. Whether or not Epstein is alive right now, the worst part of all this is that this thing is probably still going on today, but either on a different island or a different place.
Yeah.
But the guarantee is that the elites of today are attending all of this and nothing has happened to anybody. Epstein is allegedly already dead, and his wife, who was his main accomplice, is in a minimum security prison. And you want to know something even worse? No, I didn't either. I'm still gonna fucking tell you. These files do not include any death or torture footage of the victims.
Yeah.
You want to know why? It's because they haven't released those. It's not because it isn't there. No, it's because they aren't releasing it. So this shit.
This is the thing. If you have this is the thing that just doesn't add up at all whatsoever. If you have images and apparently videos of death and torture, and nobody's going to jail, There's not a country on earth where those two things are not illegal. Like, that doesn't make any sense, man. That doesn't make any sense. And then I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous.
Already traumatized everybody who viewed it, and these were the censored ones. And they haven't released, and most likely won't release, the worst of it. It is so much worse than we all imagined. Eyes Wide Shut is one of the best movies of all time. It's about secret, powerful societies and jealousy in relationships. It's an amazing movie directed by the best director of all time, Stanley Kubrick. This movie shows a powerful secret society that operates using code words, has these rituals, and have massive orgies. The thing is that in Eyes Wide Shut, everybody was freaking out when it came out in 1999, like, oh my god, what if these secret societies really exist?
No more what
The
if.
worst part is, yes, they do. They are way worse than anything fucking depicted in that movie. At least they were having orgies with fucking adults in the movie, man. Like, the real life equivalent is genuinely 1,000 times worse than anything that was depicted in this movie, which is horrifying. Also, no cannibalism was depicted in the movie. There's also that, you know? Kubrick died before the movie fully released, and a lot of people say he might have been killed for this movie. But he was also a 70-year-old chain smoker, which does not usually signify a high life expectancy.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the entire culture war was fake, because through these files, it got revealed that Epstein met Christopher Fool, the creator of 4chan,
Yeah.
and the day after these two met, the 4chan forum of Paul was created.
This is the most, I mean, not the most mind-blowing, but this is one of the ones that's more like I feel like the average everyday person can see the effects of this on a daily basis. This is the part that I'm very surprised is not getting way more of coverage in the media.
Paul was and is basically a right-wing discussion forum about politics. And by right-wing, I don't mean like a dude from Texas. I mean, these guys think Hitler was not cruel enough. And these guys were behind the 2016 SJW compilations, even playing a big role in getting Trump elected. Basically, every single far-right thing ever. And on the other side of the spectrum, Reddit. The user Maxwell Hill on Reddit was the first person ever to reach 1 million Reddit karma. They were also a longtime curator and moderator of r/World News. Basically, this one account had huge power over the entire progressive sphere by curating Reddit to their own liking. And the account was ran by Ghislaine Maxwell, which was Jeffrey Epstein's wife and the main accomplice in him trafficking all these kids and doing all this horrible shit. So, on the far right, you have Epstein, which created Paul, and on the left, you have Ghislaine Maxwell, his wife. So
I don't know if he gets into this in this video, but there's another part that's pretty mind-blowing where he talks about, long story short, trying to usher in global fascism. And then when you see this stuff, it's just like, man, this kind of makes you just question everything, man.
basically, this entire culture war thing was fake. Another thing that got revealed was something I already knew, and I have been saying this on this channel. Gattsu proved right 500 times in a row again. Every anti-European, pro-Russian populist party in Europe is funded by Russia. Surprising some people, but definitely not me. He was having a meeting yesterday with the French right-wingers, including Le Pen's husband, about refinancing the National Front Party, because apparently a good part of their money comes from Russia. Also, Steve Bannon, who is an American media executive and also was a former White House chief strategist, was advising the AfD, the far-right party in Germany, Orban from Hungary, Farage in the UK, Salvini in Italy,
This is what I was
and
talking
the
about.
Swiss. And
it's just all of these people with essentially the same ideology. Dude, this is every like Illuminati conspiracy theory there ever was, but with real life evidence verified by the FBI. It's just
also, it's like every country is doing something about this besides fucking America. Lithuania opened up a human trafficking...
Which, by the way, seems to be the most complicit country as well.
investigation over the Epstein files. North Macedonia opened an investigation about this. Slovakia's national security advisor resigned after the files showed them messaging in 2018. So every country is doing something about this, except the main culprit, the United States. This is where everything was going on, and the FBI just dropped all these files and bullshit, traumatizing us with the worst things we have ever seen in our lifetimes, and then just proceeded to not do anything about the people in
Act
those
like it
files.
didn't happen.
I'm done, bro. More usual videos coming soon. I was working on another video, but also these dropped and I couldn't stop thinking about this at all. So I'll see you guys with a normal video next time. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Great video, Gattsu. I don't know, man. It feels weird to throw up applause after that. Look, the first couple times that this became a big thing in the news, when there was the first couple small drops earlier on, it feels like it just took about a month or two for it to dissipate and for it to not be as much of a big deal. Hopefully, God willing, that doesn't happen again this time. Because like I said earlier, man, if that happens again and this ends up being something that we just move past, it's over. It's over. If he got the smoking gun for the most heinous, evil things that are imaginable and nobody gets held accountable, it's over, man. This is something that we can't let die.